Astros were able to win game 1 of this series by the score of 6-3. Ready to go in game 2. Glad you could join us here on Space City Home Network. Cam Smith back in that leadoff spot again. And he takes a first pitch inside for ball 1. Cam has been in that lineup at the top spot for all 3 games since the Isaac Paredes injury. Joe Espada saying before the game, without getting into specifics, that it's a pretty significant injury for Isaac, that he is going to miss some considerable time. So we'll see if Cam stays in that top spot. Might change in a few games down the road when Jeremy Pena is ready to be active and healthy. But for now, Joe going with the rookie at the top. Cam has hit very well against lefties this year with 1,022 OPS. This is the 2-1 pitch, and Eduardo Rodriguez has a 2-2 count.
The Astros as a whole have been good against lefties, even though they haven't seen them. In fact, they've seen the fewest left-handed starters of any team in Major League Baseball this season. And in the time they've seen him, it's been a record of 10-5.
10-5, second best record against lefty starters, only trailing the Tigers, who are 19-8 against lefties this year. Cam goes down on strikes. Rodriguez picking up a strikeout of the first batter he faces. So Eduardo will face a good buddy in Jose Altuve, teammates on Team Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. And a lot of head-to-head matchups through the years. Altuve 9 for 27 with a couple of home runs against Eduardo Rodriguez, both on changeups. As he goes after a first pitch and skies it down the left field line, it's got a chance in the corner, and it is a foul ball. That ball kept carrying down the left field line, and it was easily over the wall and left, but as Lourdes Gurriel pointed, it was foul.
Plenty of hang time just hooking past that left field foul pole. Altuve trying to do damage early.
Altuve yesterday in his first 3 at-bats put the first pitch that he saw in play all 3 times. Try to do it again on that swing against Rodriguez as he takes one down here, 1-1. Both Altuve and Eduardo playing for Omar Lopez in 23 as he was the manager of Team Venezuela. Lopez, of course, is now the Astros bench coach. Now the count's 1-2 on Jose Altuve. Jose had a double in 4 at-bats last night. He's had a hit in the last 3 games on this road trip. Mentioned the amount of traffic for Rodriguez. 105 hits and 80 1/3 coming in.
Yeah, splits on both sides are pretty high.
If you look just at this month of June, you would think Rodriguez is just fine. He was outstanding in June, had a sub-2 ERA, and it looked like he had got things turned around, but his last 2 starts in July have been very rough. 20 hits and 8 1/3 in July. That one's popped up. Second baseman Ketel Marte in shallow right field will put it away. And Altuve retired for the second out.
Some of the splits we were talking about for Eduardo Rodriguez, left-handed hitters have actually gotten to him for 1,000 OPS and a 363 batting average, but that's only been in 80 at-bats against him. So pretty large numbers against lefties, but right-handers at 295 still doing quite a bit of damage themselves. He's given up 16 home runs this season, 12 of them to right-handed hitters.
First time Christian Walker has faced Eduardo Rodriguez. Teammates last year with the Diamondbacks and now going head-to-head for the first time. Christian had another RBI in last night's game. Hit the ball hard 3 times. This ball off the mound and a try for a backhand play by Marte. He was going to try to flip it to Perdomo. Even if that was successful, I'm not sure they would have had a chance to get Christian Walker. Another hit for Christian. His hot July continues.
Back in the ballpark where he's had a lot of success, sees the ball well, and plays this one beautifully in between Perdomo and Marte. Tried to get fancy with it, but I don't think the play would have been made either.
So now Yainer Diaz getting a chance to move up to the 4 spot tonight. Yainer catching and batting in the cleanup spot. Checks his swing and nearly took off the helmet of Chas McCormick in the on-deck circle. It's 0-1. Yainer did not play last night. The Astros here in Arizona using the DH spot both nights for Jose Altuve. This ball hit to center field, playable for Corbin Carroll. He comes in and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the first, and Framber Valdez will be on the mound. Here's a lineup that he will face for Torey Lovullo and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ketel Marte will lead things off at second base. Corbin Carroll in center field. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in left. Eugenio Suarez is the designated hitter. Josh Naylor over at first base. Randall Grichuk in right field. Geraldo Perdomo batting 7th, and he'll play shortstop. Blaze Alexander hits 8th. And Jose Herrera catches and bats 9th. 3 switch hitters in the lineup and 2 lefties against Framber tonight. One of those switch hitters, Ketel Marte, who has been a better left-hand hitter than right-hand hitter this year. 960 overall OPS, 818 as a right-hand hitter. As he takes a first pitch strike from Framber. Marte against lefties, batting leadoff back-to-back nights. He has been a .450 hitter as a leadoff hitter this year for the D-backs. Sends that one into right field. Cam Smith moving to his right. He'll make the play right on the edge of the warning track, and that'll be the first out. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. You've got Bryce Matthews back in there at second base. He's got Christian Walker on his left side, the former Diamondback. Left side of the infield is Mauricio Dubon and Zach Short. In the outfield, the former Diamondback Cooper Hummel in left. Chas McCormick in center, Cam Smith in right. And Yainer Diaz behind the plate for Framber. Here's Corbin Carroll. Carroll taking a first pitch strike, 0-1. Carroll making his second All-Star team this year. Leads all of Major League Baseball with 13 triples. As Framber bounces one in there, it's 1-1. Plummer alluded to the rough start Framber had last time he was here, April 13th of 2022. He really had trouble that day throwing strikes. As he misses low for a ball, 2-1. Ended up throwing 75 pitches, only 40 strikes, and only lasted 3 innings in a game that turned out to be a game with a lot of mistakes. The Diamondbacks won 3-2 in 10 innings.
Yeah, with that pitching line, you would think that score would be a little bit higher, but the close ball game, 3-2. Should have gone down there and asked Cooper Hummel for a scouting report from that game. He was on the opposing side. He was the leadoff hitter for the Diamondbacks in that game.
And he reached base 5 times. Ground ball to the right side. Matthews can't make the play. And it trickles into shallow center, which is trouble because Corbin Carroll can fly. And he easily gets into second base on that little dribbler that skipped off the glove of Matthews on a tough try.
Had a range far to his right, tried to smother that hop, and just didn't get the glove on top of it enough to be able to make the play, make the catch and potential play on Carroll. This guy's a burner. Those feet are moving pretty quick, and he's always going to end up taking the 90 feet if he can.
One thing we mentioned last night is how deep the Astros outfield plays, especially Chas McCormick.
Ooh.
It took Chas a while to get there to back it up because he does play so deep here in Arizona. I'll go down as the old infield double, if you will. So another game with an extra base hit for the Diamondbacks. That is now 88 consecutive games. They lead all of baseball with 351 extra base hits. Didn't feel like a double.
But I think you're right, just because it kind of got caught in no man's land. Nobody able to get to it for a while, allowing him to get that second base.
Now Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the batter. Takes one down and in for a ball, 1-1. Well, not only do they lead in raw numbers of extra base hits, but they also lead in their percentage of hits with 41%, 1% higher than the Yankees. Framber's going to have to pay attention to Corbin Carroll. He likes trying to steal third base. He did it last night. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and Gurriel Jr. down 1-2.
Yeah, you probably have to hold for a while to get Carroll to kind of keep his feet from moving. He's constantly out there shuffling back and forth, keeping his feet moving.
Start 3 years ago didn't go well here in Arizona, but Framber did pitch well against the Diamondbacks last year, extremely well. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball back at Dyken Park. Ground ball, left side, tough play for short, but it's off balance throw is wide, and Christian Walker makes the play. Christian coming off the bag to make the tag on Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the second out.
Yeah, the momentum of short on that play kind of had that throw tailing back towards home plate side of the infield. Did a good job getting to that short hop and flipped it over to first. Unfortunately, he got it there quick enough to have Christian come off the bag and be able to make a play for him.
Now the hottest power hitter in baseball right now, Eugenio Suarez. Hit the ball hard all 4 times he was up there last night. The shortest distance of any ball he put in play was 336 feet in 4 at-bats. He and Frommer have matched up 17 times. He has 4 hits and 4 walks. Frommer has also struck him out 8 times in those 17 at-bats. Suarez with a 2-0 count. Suarez hit one out against the lefty Colton Gordon last night in his second at-bat for his 36th home run of the year. This one back to Frommer. It was literally in self-defense as he made that play to get Suarez for the final out of the inning. Frommer, a nifty play to end it after a double with 1 out. Course of tonight's broadcast. Chas McCormick leading things off against the left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez. Chas has a career home run against Eduardo. Won't get a second one here as he taps this one to third. Play made by Blaze Alexander. 1 pitch and 1 out in the second inning. Let's hope Bryce Matthews, the hitting star from last night, will be at the plate. Bryce hit 2 home runs last night. One of them went off his bat at 108.5 and the other at 108.7.
Yeah, they were smoked.
Bryce taking a called strike. Came into last night's game with 1 hit and no runs batted in and left with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs.
You mentioned it yesterday, kind of later in the game after that second home run, how on this road trip he's looked extremely comfortable. A little bit different looking hitter.
That one flared into right center, coming on Carroll. He makes a nice backhand sliding catch. Corbin Carroll got a good jump on that one as he puts it away for out number 2. You've got to cover ground out here in Phoenix.
And Carroll, with a lot of experience out here, doesn't play much in center field, but has plenty of speed to be able to cover it. He's kind of shading him towards that right center field gap and came hustling in to take away a potential hit. Good play.
So now 2 outs, nobody on him. Mauricio Dubon, the batter. Dubon takes one in for ball 1. Mauricio had his 10-game road hitting streak snap last night. Still drew a walk and scored a run, but went 0 for 3. And he tries to start a new streak with a bunt. Blaze Alexander, bare hand throw, and it gets down the line. Mauricio's going to head to second. He'll get there without a problem. Mauricio Dubon, a bunt hit, plus an error on the third baseman, Alexander.
Doobie. Making things happen with that bunt base hit. Forcing Alexander to make a tough play, and he could not. Great bunt. That was perfectly placed. Forcing Alexander to come in and make a play, and he ended up airmailing it on the infield side of first base, and a great read by Mauricio, being able to take that extra 90 feet.
Thank you.
So now Cooper Hummel gets a chance with a runner in scoring position. Plummer mentioned Hummel was on the other side of that last Framber Valdez start here in this stadium at Chase Field. Cooper reached 5 times that day with a hit and 4 walks. Played 66 games with the Diamondbacks in his 2022 season. Cooper takes one up for a ball, 1-1.
So it kind of sets up for some revenge at bats for Cooper Hummel.
We mentioned the Christian Walker and Tony Parrish Chica homecoming. It's also one for Cooper as well.
Yeah, where's the montage?
That one's down, 2-1. Cooper getting the start today against the lefty. Switch hitter has been better this year against left-hand pitching. He's 6 for 24 with both of his home runs and all 4 of his RBIs as a righty hitter. That ball skied in the air into right center field. Pretty well hit. Carroll all the way back near the wall, and he'll reach up and make the play against the wall for the final out of the inning. Cooper gave it a ride to right center field, but he is out number 3 here in the second. 1 hit, 1 left on, and we'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Josh Hader got him to fly out to right to end the inning and preserve a 6-3 win. Hader in the process now moving to 10 2/3 innings in this stadium without a run. There's only one stadium that Josh has pitched in more often without allowing a run, and that's Wrigley Field, where he's at like 20 innings without a run.
It's actually pretty impressive.
In that stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here too.
You throw that many innings, well, yeah, the ball flies here. We've seen that a couple of times, but you go to Chicago, I mean, you're going to catch that off day where the wind is just howling out and pop-ups are leaving the place, so that kind of speaks volumes.
Josh Naylor loses the helmet, and he's got a 2-2 count. Fromber has faced him 5 times. He has never struck him out, but he is 0 for 5. Actually, he's faced him 6 times. He has a walk as well. Fromber worked around a little fluky double in that first inning. Off the plate, 3-2. Fromber's first start coming out of the All-Star break, so he is working with plenty of rest. Last pitched on July the 12th. Now getting the start in game number 5 after the All-Star break 10 days later, so 9 days of rest in between for Fromber. Got him. First time he's ever struck out Josh Naylor, and that's his first strikeout of the day. 1 away here in the inning.
Came after him with the fastball. Good pitch at the bottom of the MB Anderson strike zone, kind of right where Yainer was set up. But a turbo sinker at 95 and not able to get a piece of it.
Fromber does have a chance to make some history tonight. One night after Zach Gallen picked up strikeout number 1,000 in his career for Arizona. Fromber would need a big strikeout night, but if he gets 9 of them, he will also get to 1,000 in his career, trying to become the 10th Astro ever for 1,000 strikeouts as a pitcher. Grichuk getting a start again against the lefty. Fouls that one away. It's 1-1. Grichuk faced Colton Gordon last night and went 0 for 4. Hits this ball down the line and left, and that will be a fair ball right on the line. And the second double of the game for the Diamondbacks. Grichuk kept that just fair down the left field line for a 1-out double. Now a message from Dairy Queen.
The best summertime reward for anything is a cold blizzard treat from the...
Just like last inning, Fromber will have to work around a 1-out double. Here's Geraldo Perdomo. Shortstop batted 9th last night, moving up to 7th tonight. Takes a pitch down, 1-0. Now Yainer wants to have a little word with Fromber after that first pitch misses.
Going to get some help with Mauricio out there.
Well, the Astros don't mind having lefties on the mound when they face Arizona. And this is why.
Yeah, they're still going to go out there and be able to slug a little bit, but even a 406 slug percentage against lefties is a pretty good idea of why you want them out there. They mash righties almost 60 points higher on that right-handed side, so having back-to-back lefties to start this series, you can see why the Astros have lined things up that way.
We're not sure who's going to start tomorrow, but Brandon Walter is a possibility, and the Astros might have 3 consecutive facing the Diamondbacks in this series. Robert catches the outside corner, says Vic Carapazza, the crew chief and home plate umpire. It's 1-1. On the ground towards short. They had the play right there at third, and Dubon applies the tag. Randall Grichuk runs into an out as the lead runner. That'll be a fielder's choice for out number 2.
Interesting choice. Got pretty good defenders out there between Zach Short. And as a runner at second base, you're always trying to make that ball be on your left. If it's on your right-hand side, this is eventually what happens. Good play by the Astros defensively. Dubon going to get Grichuk before he can get to that bag.
So now runner on first with 2 outs, and Blaze Alexander the batter. Framber picks up a strike with a curveball, 0-1. Little tapper. Framber made the play to end the first inning, and he'll make a play to end the second as well. Framber sidearms one to Christian Walker, and twice he has now worked around a couple of one-out doubles. We're scoreless after 2. Break. And Zach Short will lead things off. Go after the first pitch from Eduardo Rodriguez. Loops it down the line and right, but it's foul. It's 0-1. Usually, when Framber Valdez is out there, Joe Espada likes to have his best defensive infield behind Framber. Zach Short qualifies as one of your best defensive infielders.
I agree. Left side of the infield, having Mauricio Dubon at third base and Zach Short at shortstop makes it pretty good with some of the right-handed hitters in that lineup for Arizona. It's got some sneaky thunder in that bat.
Just 6 for 27 as an Astro. As you look at Dubon chilling out in the dugout. It'll be Short than the top of the order, Cam Smith and Jose Altuve. Astros have a couple of infield hits. One of them a bunt hit by Dubon. The other an infield hit for Christian Walker. Called third strike. An outside edge has been there for both pitchers early on as Short goes down looking. Second strikeout for Rodriguez.
No, you're right, TK. It has played big on the outside corner for both Framber and Eduardo in this game. Just unfortunate that it happened with 2-strike count against Zach.
Cam Smith takes a first pitch a little bit in for ball 1. Cam getting a lot of at-bats in that leadoff role. And for the most part, they've done a better job throwing him strikes as a leadoff hitter. He has shown patience earlier in the season and throughout the year in terms of drawing walks, but has not yet drawn a walk in his time as a leadoff hitter. He's got a 2-0 count here. On the ground towards third. Glove there by Alexander. His throw in time to get Smith. That's the second out of the inning. Broke his bat on that ground ball.
Cutter inside. That first time through the order for Rodriguez, he threw 65% fastballs. So a lot of heaters early on. Just keep an eye on, see if he adjusts off that fastball a little bit, trying to throw some more off speed. He did throw a breaking ball in that at-bat against Cam Smith in his second at-bat.
Jose Altuve will bat with 2 outs and the base is empty. Altuve shoots it foul down the left field side. Jose has been very aggressive on first pitches in this series.
Yeah, the Astros were aggressive yesterday against Zach Gallen early on, too. 6 of their 7 hits against him were in the first 2 pitches.
Broke his bat as well. This one a one-hopper to Blaze Alexander. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Eduardo Rodriguez. Astros down in order in the third.
You could be my sweetheart. On your white side of DJ, turn it up. Black shades on, you could be my sweetheart. On your white side of DJ, turn it up. Turn 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 DJ, turn it up. You could be my sweetheart. DJ, turn it up.
I mean, easily could be 12-0 in his last 12 starts. Here are the no decisions he's had in those 3 games. Kansas City, May 13th, 8 innings of 1-run baseball, left the game in the 9th, and then the Astros walked it off 2-1 on an Isaac Paredes home run. His other no decision, second no decision in that stretch, 7 innings of shutout baseball against the Phillies, left the game in the 8th, and then Cooper Hummel hit a home run against Ranger Suarez in a 1-0 win after Framber was out of the game. And then last game, 6 innings of 1-run baseball, had the lead. Brian Abreu gives up a run. Josh Hader gives up a run. Next thing you know, the Astros are going extra innings before they win that game against Texas. So he easily could be 12-0 in his last 12 starts.
Man, those are some tough no decisions right there.
Really tough ones.
Pitching your tail off.
The only time all year Abreu's given up a run in the 8th with a lead or tied, and then Hader gave up the lead in the bottom half of that 9th inning, or top half of the 9th inning in that game against Texas before they won in 11. It was the only win on that homestand, but Framber didn't get the win. So 9-0 with 3 NDs, and all 3 of those no decisions could have been wins for Framber. Jose Herrera, catcher tonight, switch hitter. Grounds this one to third. A couple of hops from Mauricio Dubon, and his throw is there in time for the first out.
Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your Houston Astros gear and today's special offer.
Well, Fromberg goes through the lineup for a second time as Ketel Marte will bat. He flied out to right field his first time up. Breaking ball down for a ball, 1-0. Marte playing his 998th game as a Diamondback. 2 more and he'll become the 3rd player in Arizona history with 1,000 games played in a D-backs uniform. He'll join Gonzo and Goldie.
I don't think I realized how long Ketel's been here.
Neither did I. That was kind of a surprise.
That's pretty substantial, yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt, Luis Gonzalez, the only 2 with 1,000 or more, and now Marte about to join them later this week. There's Luis. Swing and a miss, 2-2 the count. Farmer 1 strikeout first time through the lineup. Got Josh Naylor to start the second.
Good pitch. Man. Fromber broke out the nasty one and didn't get the call.
He wanted that one.
Yeah, he's amused by it, but that one looked like it grabbed a little bit of a, yeah, it did. Grabbed a little bit of that MD Anderson strike zone. Fromber knew he made a pitch.
Now Tapper, Matthews is going to have to charge. He does, throws low and out on the pick by Christian Walker. Christian having himself a series, makes that play defensively on a low throw by Bryce.
That was a pretty good play on a tough throw. Bryce Matthews had that ball come up to him about waist high. Had to throw back across his body. You'll see that jump from behind. Judged the hop nicely. Kind of got on top of that throw and pulled it to the outfield side, but somehow, some way, Christian Walker stayed with it.
This ball into left. Cooper Hummel will make the play. So Fromber has a 1-2-3 inning. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball to left. We're going to head to the 4th in a scoreless game. Send your votes at Space City HN and use the hashtag Stroh Poll. We'll have the winner for you later on. Christian Walker loops one into right field.
Oh, yeah, be a thing.
He is just...
It's a beauty.
Everything is working for Christian. An infield hit, and this one he carries his bat halfway down the line as he parachutes one in front of Randall Grichuk for a base hit.
You get a knock with a bat like this, you got to give it a little bit of love, kind of take it for the ride. Casual flip after it grabs some turf. Just gets blown up inside out. And you're right, TK. In some of these ballparks, it feels like all he has to do is touch it.
Christian in his return to Chase Field, now with 4 hits and 6 at-bats. And he continues his month of July. He came in with the .339 average this month and more RBIs than games played. That ball's into left field for a base hit. Yainer Diaz on a 1-0 pitch. So the Astros, middle of the order, second time around against Eduardo Rodriguez, trying to get something done.
I'm telling you, that 1-0 off speed happens more often than you think, and Yainer takes advantage of it. Got a change up. This one, that was actually down below the zone that he pulled into left field. Get this guy going too. We'd be all right.
That will be huge. And now Chaz. So earlier in the year, Chaz bunted a whole bunch and leads the team still with 4 sacrifices, but now he's a 5-hitter. He hasn't been the 5-hitter since April of last year, this high in the order. Is he still thinking bunt as the 5-hitter?
The defense thinks he is.
He is. And he pops it up.
Good foul.
Oh, he almost came up with it on the second effort. Jose Herrera, a phenomenal try at that diving effort, and it stayed in the air after it initially popped out of his glove, and he couldn't find it, or that would have been one of the plays of the year.
Absolutely. I was amazed that he even got back there to get the glove on this one. Lays out. And you're right, TK, almost got a bare hand on it to be able to make the catch the second time around. Incredible effort. Man, that would have been incredible if he ended up with that catch right there.
Wow.
I would have made it. I might have stood up for that one.
Well, Vic Carapazza, knowing the catcher had a little cardio test right there, is cleaning the plate, which is already clean.
Yeah, he's checking shoulders, he's checking knees, ankles.
So Chaz still bunting. At least for now, bunted on the first pitch. Josh Naylor creeping in at first base. He didn't show bunt on that little move to second, which was maybe trying to get him to tip what he was doing.
No, that's exactly. That'll be just a little deep pickoff move to see what the hitter's doing. If you slides that right hand up the barrel, it kind of gives the indication. But Chaz didn't give in or let the cat out of the bag, swinging.
I think that's the right move.
Yeah, give him a pitch to move the runners, and then after that, just kind of turn it into an at-bat. Hopefully a successful one. You've got everybody pulled in, so you could actually hit the ball hard through the infield.
Chaz has good numbers against Rodriguez. Pops this one up. Back goes Naylor. Also Marte. Marte in the better angle, and he puts it away for the first out. Lauren.
Hey guys, yeah, as we know, last night was a night to remember for Bryce Matthews. He's the focus of our Get Out and Play, driven by Toyota. As we know, the rookie took Zach Gallen's 4-seamer to deep left field for his first career home run in the second, but that wasn't it. Fast forward to the top of the 7th. Matthews does it again off of Zach Gallen. With those 2 swings, he becomes the second player in team history with multi-homer games within his first 5 career games. Last night was number 5 for Bryce. Orlando Miller did it in 3 back in '94. And as we know, he told us in Seattle his first hit ball was going back home to his parents' house. He told me last night that home run ball, he got it back. That's going to be headed back to his parents as well.
Had to trade some swag, right, to get that ball back?
He did, yeah. They got the ball back, though, and he was pumped that he was able to get it. His family was so excited for him in Seattle. She told me, we talked about it post-game last night, his mom was like, just wait and see. It's only up from here on out for him. I know him, and he's going to do great things. And yeah, they're a super close family. He was really excited to get that ball back for them.
Well, here Bryce is with 2 on and 1 out in a scoreless game in the 4th. Torey Lovello said, we had the scouting report on Bryce Matthews, but we were kind of surprised to see the damage he was able to do in that first game against Arizona last night. So we'll see if they pitch him any differently tonight. As Blummer said, he had 2 different pitches out last night against Gallen. Got 2 gallons worth.
Oh, did you? Oh, hey, it's been fun. I think I'm done. That's the peak. We just reached the top of the mountain. Dude, that was so good.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Oh, you nailed it.
1-0 pitches down. It's 2-0. So see if Bryce can pick a pitch right here. He's already got good vibes in the stadium already. He hasn't had a chance to hit much against lefties in the big leagues.
Challenged him.
Pretty good pitch to hit. Matthews only had 1 at bat against the lefty before today. Flied out to center against Rodriguez his first time up. Now they come in, and it's 3-1. Should have another good pitch to hit here.
Yeah, if he challenged him 2-0, you would imagine he's going to challenge him 3-1.
Can Bryce do it again? Drove in 5 of the 6 runs last night. Little tapper. It's going to be a tough play. Marte is going to shovel it, and just in time. No! Out at first base is the call. Or safe at first base is the call. But I think they may have flipped it just in time to get Bryce. We'll see if the Diamondbacks challenge. Hopefully, Bryce is in there. But on the naked eye, it looked like he might have been out.
His speed obviously made it close. No, only chance was a flip.
First base.
Ooh.
Looks like it.
That is close.
Yeah, it's got to be in the back of the glove.
You see why Brian Walsh had a tough call.
Good job by Naylor to go get that ball. Man, it's going to be a tough one.
This is a big review, Blummer.
That was a 3-1 changeup to Bryce, by the way. They did not challenge him again with that fastball, so that's why he hit it off the end of the bat. But the speed and the soft exit velocity made that such a tough play for Marte, but a great flip and a good stretch. I'm not sure there's enough there. I don't know.
It's a big call. I mean, it could go either way. It's so close.
I agree.
It's either bases loaded, 1 out, or second and third, 2 outs.
Well, how many times have we said?
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Arizona retains the challenge.
Great play.
I was afraid that was going to be the case. How about 30.3 down the line, though, for Bryce?
That's floating.
30.3 feet per second is elite. Anything 30 or better.
Big play, great play. Diamondbacks have been playing some defense. A couple of plays out there in center by Corbin Carroll, and now Ketel Marte. You know what drives me nuts?
What?
When guys run 30.3 feet per second and it doesn't look like they're trying. Man, you got to be kidding me.
Easy speed.
Easy speed. It's like guys that throw 100, it doesn't look like they're really throwing with max effort. This stuff drives me nuts.
Now Mauricio Dubon has a chance with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position.
Woo, zone.
Dubon asking Vic Carapazza if that was a little higher than it needed to be for a strike.
Gutsy take.
Mauricio's driven in 20 runs this year. He's got a chance at 2 right here with a base hit.
Whoa. Daring Vic.
3-1 with Cooper Hummel on deck. Cooper hit the ball to the wall in right center his first time up. Dubon should see a decent pitch here, you would think. edge, 3-2.
Now, I think Mauricio was looking for something he could go the other way with. They just tied him up with that fastball. Just seeing if they would get the call. They did. That ball did touch the inside edge. What if they try to go back in there? No.
Ball 4 off the plate. Bases will be loaded for Cooper Hummel. Cooper has not had an at-bat with the Astros with the bases full until tonight. As Cooper faces his former team, now has a chance to do some damage against them. Popped it up. Shallow center. Back goes Marte. And the Astros will strand 3. Couple of hits and a walk. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th in a 0-0 game. He struck out 1. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Eugenio Suarez, and Josh Naylor due up here in the 4th. First pitch to Yuli's younger brother is down and in for a ball, 1-0. Mentioned the Fromber 1,000 strikeout watch. Still has 8 to go to get to 1,000 career strikeouts. He's already reached the 1,000 career inning plateau. Did so against the Dodgers 2 starts ago in LA. Does have a chance to move up 1 spot on the all-time innings list. 17 Astros pitchers, Fromber being the 17th, have thrown 1,000 innings in their career. If he goes 5 1/3 tonight, he will be tied with Turk Farrell for 16th most in Astros history. Anything beyond that, he'll move 1 spot up. 2-1 the count to Lourdes. his leg. It's 2-2. Gurriel 1 for 13 in this homestand. The homestand started for Arizona with a sweep of St. Louis. Was able to snap the Diamondbacks' 4-game winning streak last night. Off the plate, and now the count's gone full. First walk issued by Framber. It's a leadoff walk here in the fourth ahead of Suarez. Now a word from Buick GMC.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. The GMC Sierra.
Here's Suarez, who bounced right back to Framber Valdez's first time up. Swings and skies one foul the other way. Suarez has hit the Diamondbacks' last 7 home runs. Tries to hold up, but goes too far. It's 0-2. Since 1961, since the expansion era, there have only been 2 other players that have hit their team's 7 straight home runs at any point of the season. Sammy Sosa did it with the Cubs, and prior to that, Mike Schmidt did it with the Phillies. And now now Suarez becoming the 3rd in the expansion era to hit his team's 7 consecutive home runs. Sarah Langs did some research and found that little nugget.
Pretty amazing. Good goodness for Sarah.
But so far tonight, Framber has held him at bay. He strikes out Suarez, who is now 0 for 2. That's the 2nd strikeout for Framber in the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good curveball. Finally got this one located down, or changeup. I apologize. Pulled the string on him. Just naturally assume it's going to be that curveball, but changeup equally as effective.
This ball chopped to third. Dubon will flip it to short for 1, and Zach completes the double play. Josh Naylor hits it to his team-leading 14th double play. Framber, a regular leader in that department, behind him, gets a double play to get out of the 4th. strikes his first time up. 2 strikeouts so far for Rodriguez. He's allowed 4 hits for the Astros and a walk. Zach gets down to the count here, 0-2. Short had faced Eduardo Rodriguez prior to tonight. 0 for 2 with a couple of walks against him. And he gets Zach for the second straight time on strikes. 1 away here in the inning. Now back to the top of the order for Cam Smith. To see Cam put the ball in the air and see if it'll carry here in Arizona for him.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And a little bit hard to notice because when he has had base hits, they have been run-producing hits. But he's in the midst of a 3 for 33 right now, which is probably as tough a stretch as he has been through this year. But you don't really have the opportunity for this young man to bat down in the lineup because you just don't have enough guys with major league at bats and quality at bats at the top of the lineup to replace him.
I thought you were going to say a pulse.
Astros putting a 17th player on the injured list today. 17.
Yeah, that's not. The Astros lead in a lot of categories and still maintaining one of the better records in all of baseball. But leading in that injured list category is something we have not seen in a long time. My goodness. I mean, it's impacting a lot of very good teams, but at the same time, the Astros lead the way with 17 now.
There'll be a walk. So the Astros have drawn a couple of walks against Eduardo Rodriguez the last 2 innings. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Jose Altuve, one of the league leaders in runs batted in, along with his teammate Victor Caratini. They are tied with 3 others in the American League, trailing only Taylor Ward of the Angels with 19. Altuve can tie Ward with one big swing here. Does have 2 career home runs of his 9 hits against Rodriguez. And Rodriguez starts out with a timer violation and a 1-0 count.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the way these 2 lefties are pitching between Eduardo Rodriguez and Framber Valdez, it is going to take one big swing. Who's going to make that mistake and who's going to barrel it up? But the way the month of July is going, you would hope it would be Jose Altuve.
He's been hyper aggressive in this series at first pitches, but he lays off that one and looks at one on the edge for a strike. 0-1. Excuse me, 1-1. He did take the first pitch for a ball. Oh no, it was a timer violation.
Yeah,
the timer violation. So he had to take it.
He couldn't swing at it.
Cam has drawn a walk. We were talking about that last time up. It's his first walk since moving into that leadoff spot. Pretty good sized lead on the lefty Rodriguez. Jose bunts and Rodriguez can't make the play. Everybody's going to be safe. Jose put it down, and really the only shot was for the pitcher to make the play, and he couldn't do so. So Jose has a bunt hit. That's his 23rd infield hit of the year, leading all of baseball.
Keeps racking up base hits, and this is 2025 has been the year of the bunt. I feel like we've seen plenty of them in this season. But setting things up for Christian Walker, who rakes inside this yard. Rodriguez wasn't able to get a glove or a foot on that one.
And we know somebody who won't be bunting. That's that guy. 2 for 2 tonight. A couple of singles for Walker. One hit the mound and scooted to the back of the infield, knocked down by Ketel Marte. And the other one was kind of lobbed into right field for a hit. But hits are hits. And Christian in his return to Chase Field now 4 for 6. He has 71 career home runs in the stadium as he grounds this one foul 0-1.
It's always interesting to go back and face a team that you used to play for, especially as extensively as Christian played for the Arizona Diamondbacks, because they develop a scouting report on everybody in their organization. So it's kind of interesting to see how they've been pitching Christian in this series. A lot of fastballs. But he's been getting to him.
In the air, right center field, playable for Randall Grichuk. Tagging is Cam Smith. He's going to test Grichuk. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and Cam's going to get to third. That'll be out number 2, and the runners are on the corners now with Cam advancing.
Interesting to see Perdomo cut that ball off. Out of your peripheral, if you're a shortstop lined up right here, you watch Perdomo come in to cut this ball off, maybe a little bit offline, but at the same time, you've got the peripheral. Out of your peripheral, you see the runner not running from first. Let the ball go. Maybe something happens.
So now Yainer Diaz, who had a base hit his last time up. That's here with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Astros stranded, the bases loaded last inning, still looking to try to cash in against Eduardo Rodriguez. Got in on him as he fouls it away. It's 0-1. On the ground is short. Perdomo will flip it to Marte, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 5th. 2 more left on, 5 stranded the last 2 innings and 7 in the game. We're halfway home in a scoreless contest. Grichuk gets a lot of his at-bats against lefties. The Astros throwing 2 lefty starters at the Diamondbacks. That has kept Alec Thomas on the bench to this point, and also Jake McCarthy. This ball sent into left center field, hooking away from Chas McCormick. He will glove it on a short hop and have a chance at a throw at second, but Grichuk has his second straight double. Chas played it on the short hop but couldn't quite get there on the fly. Grichuk ends up at second base.
Might have gotten this one off the end of the bat. That was a two-seamer down. Chas, we've noticed in this series, is playing very deep. Couldn't get to that one, short-hopped it. And before he could stop and make that throw, Grichuk was well on his way to second base and beat the throw.
Now Geraldo Perdomo will bat second straight time with a runner in scoring position. He lays down a bunt. Robber on it in a hurry. His throw wide. Everybody's safe. Perdomo lays down a bunt base hit to put runners on the corner.
To give that one a base hit right out front. Kind of a little bit of a tweener in between Geiner and Fromber, but that throw pulling Christian Walker off the bag because he had to rush.
Now the toughest situation for Fromber. Just keep the middle of the infield bat. And the first one down and in, 1-0. On the ground, right side, Matthews to his left will try to make the play. He does. A run will score. Grichuk crosses the plate with the game's first run. RBI ground out for Alexander. It's 1-0.
Just a well-placed, softly hit ground ball for that RBI to push the first run across in this game.
Jose Herrera, the batter. First pitch up, 1-0. The only new addition to the lineup from yesterday's game. James McCann was the catcher last night. Herrera in there tonight. Ground ball, just foul. Astros have had more traffic on the bases, but the Diamondbacks score the first run tonight. Astros have left 7 men to just 2 for Arizona. On the left field, coming on Cooper. Hummel goes down to the ground and makes a nice diving catch. Cooper making a play for out number 2.
Nice play by Cooper Hummel. Sinking line drive to his left. Able to make that adjustment, kind of comes back to his right a little bit. Is able to secure it and hold on to it as he comes down to the turf. Nice play on our matches from Supermo for Cooper.
Coop making his major league debut here in this stadium. Spent plenty of time in the outfield here. And there's a pitch down to the leadoff hitter, Ketel Marte. So Frommer could try and see his way out of this first and third no-out situation with just one run if he can get Marte here. In the air to right field, Cam Smith drifts back, and he'll make the play for the final out of the inning. 2 hits, 1 run. We're through 5. Diamondbacks lead the Astros 1-0. Chaz McCormick leading off, inning number 6. Chaz, maybe a little top spin. Does it have enough? It does not. Chaz hits so many baseballs with top spin, and that one had a chance based on trajectory. But that top spin brought it back into the glove of Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the first out. Well, Bryce Matthews will bat a fly out and a ground out for Bryce tonight. Bryce showing button, takes one down.
Telling you, must be something going on. Hashtag bunt is now trending. How about coming into this game? Got a good note from next door. Coming into this game, only 7 bunt hits for the Astros, 2 tonight. Coming into this game for the Diamondbacks, 4 bunt hits all season long, and they have 1 tonight. So 3 total bunt hits between both ball clubs so far.
How about it?
Got all choked up about it.
Old school baseball. 2-1 is in and down, 3-1. Bryce had a 3-1 count last time and got a changeup that he squibbed to second base. Now the count's full. It'll be the 3rd walk for Rodriguez, one in each of the last 3 innings. See if the Astros can take advantage of one of these free passes. A runner on with 1 out for Mauricio Dubon. He drew a walk in the last time up. Dubon had one of those aforementioned bunt hits for the Astros tonight.
Love to see Doobie shoot one down the line or find a gap and send Bryce Matthews off to the races.
On the ground, Perdomo, quick turn to second, and they're able to get a double play on Dubon to end the inning. Well, Rodriguez has shut out the Astros through 6 innings, was struggling in July, but not tonight. It's a 1-0 Arizona lead.
.com/kidsday. TK.
All right, Lauren, thank you. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Framber drops in a breaking ball for a strike on Corbin Carroll, who has doubled in 2 at-bats tonight. 1 of 4 hits allowed by Framber to this point. Framber's walked 1 and struck out 2. Missing into Corbin, it's 1-1. Framber pitching for the 3rd time against Arizona in his career, 2nd time here in this stadium. And he'll make this play with the backhand on the broken back ground ball. And with that, Framber now tied for 16th in innings pitched in Astros history. Turk Farrell with 1,115 innings, 1 away in the 6th. Face Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Lourdes takes a pitch down for a ball, 1-0. Even at the end of this road trip, the Astros will have played more home games than road games. Today is game 49 on the road. Tomorrow will be game 50 on the road. The Astros have had 52 games so far this year at Daikin Park, getting ready for a 7-game homestand beginning on Thursday. And they'll go on the road for a 3-city trip to Boston, Miami, and New York before returning home again. On the ground in the hole, diving stop by Short. He'll get up and throw, and he made it close. But Gurriel Jr. able to beat the skip hop. And another good pick by Christian Walker. Pretty good play by Short to make it close.
No, good play all the way around. Yeah, Short actually came out smartly after laying out to make this great catch, using that turf to his advantage to make that a close play at first. Forced Lourdes to hustle.
Now Eugenio Suarez goes after the curveball and misses 0-1. Framber striking Suarez out his last time up. 9th time Suarez has struck out against Framber in 19 career at-bats. Eugenio, the reigning player of the week in the National League, has already won 4 Players of the Week this year. The Mariners are one of the teams that would love to get a chance at Eugenio Suarez. The Mariners have an interesting dilemma. They obviously want the Astros to lose. That's who they're chasing. But the more the Diamondbacks win, the chances of trading Eugenio decrease.
All of a sudden they want him back, huh?
I think so. I think they're not the only one. He goes down on strikes here. So Framber has pitched very well against Suarez in his career. There's 2 away in the inning. Framber has 2 of his 3 strikeouts against the Diamondback slugger. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
I think if the Diamondbacks elected to trade some players, Suarez would be at the top of a lot of people's wish lists.
No doubt. Plays a very competent third base on defense. And obviously the power.
Suarez has, since last July 1st, more RBIs than anybody else in baseball by 10. July 1st of last year.
I don't think Torey Lovello appreciated how you're talking about Eugenio.
Oh, Torey knows. Every game,
Yeah.
the Fangraphs playoff odds change based on every result. So he wants to win as many as possible here in the next week as Framber works around an infield hit by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 1-0 game. We head to the 7th. June 23rd when he went 6 shutout innings against Chicago. So far, 6 shutout innings against the Astros, who have the 8-9-1 hitters to up. Cooper Hummel had it with the bases loaded his last opportunity and popped up to end the 4th inning. He's 0 for 2. He also flied out to deep center. No bullpen action going for the Astros. Framber will be out there for the bottom half of this inning. Cooper made his big league debut here on April 7, 2022 against San Diego. Pinch hit in that game, then started game 2 of the season that year. After Rodriguez got ahead 0-2, Eduardo now has a full count against Cooper.
Rodriguez has defied those numbers we just put across the bottom. Pitching a great ball game here. Shutout baseball through 6.
And he's going to get the first out here on a 2-hopper to Perdomo. As Cooper is thrown out for out number 1 and 7.
Fucking on time.
I'll bring up Zach Short. Only 3 strikeouts tonight for Rodriguez. 2 of them have come against Short. As he gets him to wave the first pitch 0-1. Rodriguez, 13 runs, 12 earned over 8 1/3 innings in July coming into today. But he did pitch very well in June.
Outside corner's been expansive. It's one spot where Rodriguez and Valdez have taken advantage of some called strikes.
Of Rodriguez could be trouble, and it is. Zach Short is going to reach as that hit Eduardo Rodriguez and deflected to third, and the Astros have a 1-out base runner.
See if they can take advantage of the situation, being able to get that infield base hit. Wasn't hit hard. It looked like Ketel Marte behind Eduardo Rodriguez would have made that play easily, but instead kicking off the cleat towards that third base side. Ends up being a base hit.
Ketel tried to wave off anybody from the dugout, but take advantage of this little opportunity for a breather as the Astros have the top of the order, batting for the 4th time against Rodriguez. Oh, he is going to be lifted.
Yeah.
So they will not let him face the lineup for a 4th time.
Yeah, Torey Lovullo said, I don't care about your foot, I'm done.
He did enough work for us tonight. 6 1/3 innings of shutout baseball to this point. Rodriguez gets a nice hand. We'll have a new pitcher when we come back. Actually, a Christian Walker flare to right and a Yiner Diaz single to left have left the infield against Rodriguez. Now Cam Smith facing Ginkel and taking a strike 0-1. Cam can expect a lot of sliders, you would think, in this at bat. First two are sliders, and he's got a 1-1 count.
Yeah, that slider comes out right-handed hitters around 49%. And then it'll be that four-seam fastball.
And has seen nothing but sliders in this at bat. It's 1-2. With a lot of sliders. Cam just saw one fastball in that at bat, and that'll be the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the first batter for Ginkel. Now Jose Altuve will bat. Pitch taken for a ball, 1-0.
Take by Jose. See that slider on the plate. Altuve likes fastballs up, but if he's not swinging at it, it's usually out of the zone. Ball is up.
Wide, it's 2-1. Christian Walker waits on deck if Altuve keeps the inning going. Astros have had some opportunities. Bases loaded in the fourth, first and third in the fifth. Unable to score any runs against Eduardo Rodriguez. Now the count's 3-1.
0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. 7 left on, like TK said.
Altuve gets a pitch to his liking here. Jose has never faced Ginkel before. That's up. That'll put the tying run at second base, and Altuve trots down to first. And here is Christian Walker. Walker, who's here 6 full seasons, going against Ginkel, who's now in his 7th year with the Diamondbacks. Longtime teammates going head-to-head in the big spot here in the 7th inning. It's a slider, misses down, 1-0. Walker 2 for 3 today, 4 for 7 in his homecoming series here in Arizona. Christian has driven in 14 runs in July in 13 games. Trying to keep that pace going with a big knock here with 2 outs.
Spent a lot of time here earning the appreciation of these fans. Now he's trying to break their hearts.
Good take off the plate with that slider, 2-1. Zach Short on second. Jose Altuve on first. 2 outs in the 7th in a 1-0 game. Walker sends one to left field. Playable for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And the Astros will strand 2 more. The Astros have left 9 men on base today through 7 innings. 7th inning stretch time here in Arizona. We're going to check in our rooms to go lounge with Esh and Josh.
Give him any kind of run support.
Bomber giving up 5 hits tonight against Arizona. 2 of them from Randall Grichuk as he grounds one foul here. It's 0-1. Grichuk doubling down the line and left, and then doubling in front of Chaz McCormick in left center his last time up. Roberts got allowed 2 infield hits and 3 doubles of his 5 hits tonight. Although the one Ketel Marte double was kind of an infield hit. Just past Zach Short into left center field. On a line drive, Randall Grichuk is 3 for 3. He owns half of the hits for the Diamondbacks.
That ball squared up and hit hard. Looked like Zach Short had a chance at it. Kind of knuckling out there and wasn't able to come up with that line drive.
So Grichuk, the hitting star tonight, coming in at .217 against lefties on the season, and he's 3 for 3, and he's going to leave the game for a pinch runner. Now Geraldo Perdomo, the batter. Perdomo butted his way on his last time. That's a base hit into left field. Stopping at second is Thomas. Diamondbacks have the first 2 runners on here in the 7th. So the 6 and 7 hitters have 5 of the 7 hits today for Arizona. And here's Blaze Alexander, who grounded out for an RBI his last time up.
The corners for the potential bunt.
Swinging away and takes a strike. Neither team has done much tonight with runners in scoring position. The only hit during that time with a runner in scoring position was a bunt hit. Still no action in the Astros bullpen. This is Framber's inning. Showing bunt, getting the bunt down. Framber looked at second. His throw to first, and Matthews just stayed on the bag. They were able to get the one out on the sacrifice, moving the runners to second and third. Arizona checking the video to see if Bryce did have a foot on the bag, and they're not going to challenge, so good job by Bryce for the first out.
Yeah, Framber kind of flipped it. Did a good job of holding the bag by Bryce Matthews, keeping that left toe on it.
So second and third with one out, and Jose Herrera, the batter, he is grounded out and lined out to Cooper Hummel on a nice play. Off the plate, ball one. Infield in for the Astros, trying to cut off the run. Thomas, good speed at third.
Pitches, top and bottom rails. Wow. Not much you can do with that.
Herrera, the catcher, turning around and having a few words for Carapazza. It usually doesn't go over well in the next half inning.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to argue a couple of paint jobs.
Framber looking for a strikeout now. Instead he gets a foul ball back. Does Framber ever strike out on the curveball tonight?
Does not.
That is so rare.
Yeah, 2 on the fastball, 1 on the changeup.
Framber has 79 strikeouts this year on the curve. Dubon, and the Gold Glover took care of the rest for the out at home.
Beautiful play by Mauricio. Knew exactly what he was going to do when that ball was hit to him. That ball hit hard to his left. One step. Been fortunate enough early in the season to have some conversations with a couple of supervisors talking about that blocking play at home plate, and it's kind of it's still there, but it's not being called as acutely as it has in the past. They're giving these catchers a little more latitude to be able to make plays in front of home plate.
Look at where he's set up.
That is a great setup. He's inside the foul line. That is a beautiful play by Yainer Diaz, holding his ground and still able to make the play.
I mean, there's plenty of play for Alek Thomas to get to. Torres just trying to take a shot here. He had a runner thrown out of the plate on the fielder's choice. So they're going to confer. this is a reviewable play if they want to take it to New York. But
yeah, Vic Carapazza, the home plate umpire, is the crew chief. Not sure what else they could be talking about, but this seems a little extensive.
Plenty of room.
Man, he's got a great angle on it, too, to make that call. All right, let's break up this rock pile and keep playing some baseball.
Two outs, and Ketel Marte, the batter, he is 0 for 3. Ground ball foul, 0-1. Framber trying to get through 7 innings of work tonight. Trying to work around a couple of base hits here in the 7th inning. Beautiful curveball at the bottom of the zone, 0-2.
That was a nasty little yacker right there. Locked up Ketel Marte. It was enough to convince Vic Carapazza. Jeff Bannister can't believe it.
Framber looking for one more quality pitch here to go 7 innings of 1-run baseball tonight. Big strikeout totals that he did in his last start against Texas, but trying to be effective here against the Diamondbacks with only 3 Ks. He misses that outside. It's 1-2. Geraldo Perdomo on third. Jose Herrera on first. 2 outs. Got him. Framber ends the 7th inning with a changeup. Still no strikeouts on the curveball, but Framber with a big out. 8th. Yainer Diaz batting, leading off here against the new Diamondbacks pitcher.
Jake Woodford's coming into this game. He's got a high whip, 1.62, but the ERA has been great, 2.08. It's only thrown in 8 2/3 innings.
Yainer 1 for 3 tonight as he misses the next pitch. It's 1-1. Robert Valdez doing what he could to keep his team in the game. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. His night appears to be over as the Astros bullpen is moving. Little tapper towards the middle. Perdomo will make the play to get Yainer Diaz by a stride. There's one away here in the 8th. Chaz McCormick will be lifted for a pinch hitter. Taylor Trammell will come on and hit for Chaz here against the righty Woodford. Trammell's had a good road trip, including a spectacular day on Sunday in Seattle. Reached base his last 4 times and started last night with a base hit and a run scored. Also hit the ball to deep right his second time up. Hits the ball sharply but foul. Might have heard Lauren Callender as that ball was headed her way.
Almost took out his replacement, or the guy he replaced.
Chaz over there at the dugout in the corner almost got taken out by Trammell.
Stay hot.
Woodford gets ahead 0-2. Astros have had their opportunities, 9 left on through 7 innings, but still being shut out. Diamondbacks go to their 3rd pitcher of the night. Eduardo Rodriguez with his longest shutout performance of the season tonight with 6 1/3. Taylor 4 for 11 with a home run and 4 RBIs on the road trip. Pitch up 2-2. See double barrel action going. Hector Neris, Brian Abreu, depending on the score here. If the Astros tie it up, you might see Abreu. Pretty good take outside. And the count's gone from 0-2 to 3-2 for Trammell. Be a walk. Astros have drawn their share of walks. That's a walk in all of the last 5 innings since the 4th. Bryce Matthews not the only Youth Academy graduate from the Astros Youth Academy. There are other guys that are currently in the minor leagues that have a chance to join Bryce eventually in the big leagues. So congratulations to all those other names in addition to Bryce Matthews, former AYA members now doing their thing at the pro level. Bryce Matthews gets into one deep to left field, and the Astros have the lead. Bryce Matthews continues here in Arizona. 3rd home run in 2 games, and just like that, the Astros have awakened to a 2-1 lead.
The Bryce is right. First pitch, sweeper gets punished. The inspiration for all the AYA players out there, Bryce Matthews, bursting onto the scene here in the desert. Wow. Talked about needing that big swing, and the young man has brought it.
That was the biggest smile on Fromber's face.
Oh, yeah. Bryce has got a new friend.
Fromber dealing and finally get some offensive support from Bryce Matthews. Have yourself a series. This one looped in the right center. That's going to be down for a hit. Mauricio Dubon on base for the third time. 2 hits and a walk. And the Astros trying to add to this lead here in the 8th.
Go back to that swing from Bryce. Trying to get that to the outside corner, but it stayed middle and down. And he got every inch of that one. Another 396-foot shot.
He's going to try and catch a Eugenio Suarez for his team's consecutive home runs. He's got all 3 in this series. He's driven in 7 of the Astros' 8 runs in this series.
Right now, the Grand Canyon couldn't hold that guy.
How about you, Bryce Matthews? Now Cooper Hummel will bat. Turns around and bats left-handed. Astros will definitely go to Brian Abreu now. Hector Neris has taken a seat. So Abreu will be on in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Hummel misses the changeup to start the at-bat. It's 0-1. Bryce moving from the 8th spot last night to the 6th spot tonight. And he provides enough offense for Framber Valdez to potentially keep the streak going. A little tapper in front of the plate. Play made to second by Herrera. No chance to get Hummel on the turn. Dubon forced out at second on a ball that went about a foot in front of the plate.
Play by Herrera. He knew that as quick as he got to that baseball, he had a shot at Doobie out there.
So now Zach Short will bat. Short 1 for 3 with a hit off of the leg of Eduardo Rodriguez. Astros getting to Jake Woodford here for a couple of runs in the 8th inning. Thanks to Bryce Matthews, who continues to be the entire offense basically in the series. There's a strike 0-1.
Also a great at bat previously by Taylor Trammell, coming off the bench, working that count, getting to a 3-2 count, and able to lay off a 3-2 changeup to get over there to first base and allow the opportunity for Bryce Matthews.
Zach Short has found himself down in some counts today. It's 0-2 here. And Hunter. Nothing like a pitcher leave the game down and then before he is replaced having the lead. That one's wide. Cooper's going to get a stolen base and he's going to head to third. He's going to get in there whether this throw is in time or not because they're going to call interference on Perdomo, actually on Marte, that got in his way, but the throw did not beat him. So he's going to get to third with 2 outs. Cooper picks up his first steal as an Astro.
Taking a chance right there. Why not? Man, that looked like a slider going down to second base. Marte tried to get to it, never could. Ended up in the path of Cooper Hummel, who gets a stolen base and an extra 90 feet.
This one's popped into shallow right, so shallow the second baseman's there. Marte puts it away for the final out. But a big swing puts the Astros in front in the 8th inning. Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, and Eugenio Suarez. In the air to right, shallow, coming on Cam Smith. He'll have time to get there. Makes the catch about shoulder high. Cam closed ground in a hurry. Get that fly ball for out number 1.
Board. Abreu leading the way. Obviously, a plethora of opportunities to pick up those holds for him this season.
Taylor Trammell has remained in the game. Taking over in center field for Chas McCormick after pinch hitting for Chas. Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Takes the fastball a little bit up, 1-0. Astros drew a walk in each of the last 5 at-bats and finally cashed one in with that home run by Bryce Matthews, scoring Trammell, who walked in front of him.
Thank you.
Last night it was the Astros who allowed a lot of walks to the Diamondbacks, but were not hurt by it. The Astros allowed 6 walks with 2 outs from the 6th inning on last night. Still able to hold on to a 6-3 win.
Yeah, you don't want to follow that roadmap too often for a W.
A little more stressful than it needed to be. That one's wide, 3-1. Another stressful situation is if you walk somebody ahead of Eugenio Suarez, who's on deck. In the air near the rooftop here, and it's going to be out of play. The count's 3-2. On the ground to short, Zach at short, 2 outs. Now this from Nava Law Group.
Injured in an accident, hurt on the job, insurance companies want you to settle, and settle fast.
So here is Eugenio Suarez with 2 outs and nobody on. Suarez against Fromber tonight. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Fromber only had 3 strikeouts on the night. Lifetime against Abreu. He has been up 10 times against Bryant. He's 1 for 8 with 2 walks. The one hit a single. Big swing, no contact, 1-1. This 6-game hitting streak for Suarez. He's got 7 home runs in that 6-game span with 11 runs batted in. Good pitch for a strike, 2-2.
Slider is silly tonight for Brian Abreu. He's got great action on that pitch, and he also has 98 in the tank.
Got him!
Man.
Abreu, 1-2-3 innings, striking out one of the hottest hitters in baseball to end the 8th. We'll head to the 9th at a 2.
So
And Christian Walker here facing Jake Woodford in his second inning of work. Astros would love a little insurance. And there is a lefty warming in the Astros bullpen to come on in the bottom half of the ninth for a potential save, but it's not the lefty that's normally saving games for the Astros. Josh Hader has been used extensively over the last few games. That's Brian King loosening up. Looks like Brian might get an opportunity at a save tonight here against the Diamondbacks. Hader pitched 2 innings and threw 35 pitches in the game on Saturday. Had the day off in Seattle on Sunday. And then yesterday, an inning and 18 pitches. But didn't really have his great command. Walked a couple of batters and maybe didn't have that A-plus fastball that we're used to seeing. So Hader getting the night off tonight.
Yeah, maybe one more day to get him right. Quick turnaround tomorrow, too. That 12:40 local time game, but the leverage and the amount of pitches he's thrown in those leverage situations kind of lend itself to an idea that you could give him the night off if possible.
Saw him talking to the new member of the bullpen, University of Houston Cougar Nick Hernandez is back with the team. That was the roster move the Astros made before the game, trying to give an extra arm in the pen that has been used quite extensively here in the first 5 games coming out of the All-Star break. Lance McCullers Jr. going on the injured list, and Nick Hernandez on the active roster as of today. Altuve 1 for 3 today, also has drawn a walk. He's been on base his last 2 times. Takes a pitch in from Woodford. It's 2-1.
This is the not often seen selective Jose Altuve. He's back-to-back at bats.
He's gone full flip 180 from last night. 2-2 the count. Difference in the game right now, the Bryce Matthews 2-run home run. Altuve lines it, and that is not caught in the air, but having to make the play is Alexander, and Altuve is going to beat it out. Another infield hit for Altuve. Alexander trapped that line drive, and then by the time he got up to throw, Altuve's speed got him a base hit.
Good hustle by Jose Altuve. Selective, but able to hit that ball hard to the left of Alexander, who knocked it down. Really didn't come up with the urgency that you probably need for a guy that runs as well as Jose Altuve. As you see him changing gears in a hurry to get down the line.
Now Christian Walker will bat. Another multi-hit game for Walker in this series. He's got 2 of them so far. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Christian's also flying out his last 2 times up. Astros always would love insurance runs in the 9th inning for their closer, but maybe even a little more important tonight just because Brian King doesn't have extensive coverage or extensive background as a closer. King in his 28 games last year and his 42 games this year does not have a major league save. One pitch is fouled out of play. Christian down to the count 1-2. Woodford strikes out Walker, second out of the inning. First strikeout for Woodford, 2 away in the ninth.
Let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Big swing off the bat of a young man who is having games.
Yainer Diaz will punch one into left field. That's a base hit for Yainer. Going first to third is Altuve. Yainer now 2 for 5 tonight, and now 3 for 4 in his career against Jake Woodford. Astros looking for some insurance runs here in the ninth. Taylor Trammell, a chance to provide those insurance runs, but he will not face Woodford. Instead, Torey Lovullo coming out of the dugout to make a pitching change here with 2 outs in the ninth. First and third, 2 away. We'll have a new Arizona pitcher when we come back.
Left-hander Kyle Backus, 10 1/3 innings, 2.61 is that ERA, but that bottom line is 1 for 17 against lefties, but they're going to see a new hitter. It's Victor Caratini pinch hitting for Taylor Trammell.
Caratini to hit for Trammell. Trammell hit for Chas McCormick last half inning. So Victor hitting here with runners on first and third and 2 outs in the ninth inning. Astros can move Dubon to the outfield. Shea Whitcomb still on the bench. He can play on the infield. Ball grounded foul, and the count's 0-2. Victor's got one shot to keep his career-high hitting streak alive. And he's down to the count 0-2. One shot potentially. Love to come through and add to this lead, and he is hit by that pitch, so he does not get credited for an out made. So he will keep the hitting streak alive if he doesn't have another plate appearance. And he's going to be lifted as soon as he gets to first. So what an outing by Victor Caratini. Gets to an 0-2 count and gets hit by a breaking ball.
Not hurts so good sometimes. A little bit of a sweeper coming down and in. Just chasing that maybe back foot. All in the night's work.
So Shea Whitcomb, who is going to come in on the infield, you would think he could potentially also go to the outfield. But more than likely. We'll see how Joe plays it. Dubon, the likeliest in the outfield. Here's Bryce Matthews trying to add to this incredible series. He's already driven in 6 of the 7 runs for the Astros. Excuse me, 7 of the 8 runs for the Astros. 2-run home run tonight and 5 RBIs last night. now he's got a chance to add to that. That gets away. Here comes Altuve sprinting home. The throw. Safe at home plate. Close play at the plate. Bacchus thought he had the tag down. Altuve able to get in head first.
Altuve shaking that left hand. That's why Joe Espada's out there to check on him, make sure he's all right. He kind of gave the head nod like, yeah, I'll be fine. As he swiped the plate with that left hand, it looks like it's going to be reviewed. He slid right into the foot of the pitcher. Watch that right foot get out in front of the plate. He does get the plate, but that left hand smashed right into the foot of the pitcher.
Another huge review here. Let's take another look.
There was enough of the plate to get a hand on it. But
Be tough to overturn it too.
yeah, I think whatever was made on the field was going to be the call.
That's as much of a reaction as we've seen from Snoop in a while. So Bryce still has 7 of the 8 RBIs. That's obviously not an RBI, but a wild pitch scoring an extra run. And for a closer who has not yet had a save in the big leagues, it's always good to have a little extra insurance. Bryce with a 2-2 count. (3-1) Astros, thanks to Jose Altuve just getting ahead of that tag by the pitcher Bacchus. Now pitch down, and Bryce has a full count.
Put together a great at bat. Remember, this is the first time he's seen a lot of these pitchers.
To Bond, who's been on base 3 times, waits on deck. Got him. Matthews goes down on strikes, but a big insurance run for the Astros. They make it 3-1 thanks to this slide by Jose Altuve.
Altuve taking a chance to get
Naylor, a left-hand hitter. Then we're going to get a pinch hitter for Alec Thomas. It'll be James McCann, a righty. And then beyond that, a switch hitter in Geraldo Perdomo. King's last save came last year with Sugarland. Has never had a major league save. He's 2-0 here on Naylor. And Naylor reaches with a ground single through the middle. New center fielder is Mauricio Dubon. He'll play it back in. As Dubon has moved to center with Shea Whitcomb staying in after pinch running. He's over at third base. So that extra run already coming up large for the Astros as James McCann will be a pinch hitter here, hitting for Alec Thomas, who came on as a pinch runner for Randall Grichuk. McCann starting catcher in last night's game. Went 2 for 3 with a walk. He was on base 3 times. Done a nice job since coming over from the Braves AAA team in Gwinnett. Getting an opportunity at the big league level again. Time with the Diamondbacks, his 5th big league team. Ground ball right side, diving attempt by Matthews, knocks it down. Everybody's safe. The Diamondbacks have the tying runs aboard with nobody out in the 9th inning.
Valiant effort from Bryce Matthews just to try and make a play on McCann at first base. He's playing him well to pull, almost behind Brian King. That ball just kind of inside out and punched the other way, just out of reach. Diamondbacks have action.
2 on, nobody out. Geraldo Perdomo, the batter. Perdomo 2 for 3 today. Astros anticipating bunt. They have Whitcomb and Walker in close. Perdomo not showing bunt, and as a pitch up, ball 1. Behind Perdomo are the 8 and 9 hitters, and Perdomo has 72 RBIs on the year.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the reason why you may not be bunting right here. Just in this month alone, Perdomo's hitting 400 with runners in scoring position.
Base hit to, the runner's heading to third, but the throw.
They didn't send him at third. They kept Naylor at first base, even with as deep as the Astros were playing.
There's no reason to send Naylor, though. The Astros could have had to play at second if they threw behind the runner.
Yeah, Dubon did. He came up firing to third, assuming the runner was going home. Pardon me. Maybe a little bit of mixed signals from Larkin over there at first base, or third base, winding with the hand up. But you're right, if Dubon comes up with the head up, he might have a chance at second base to backdoor.
3 consecutive hits against Brian King here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And now the young infielder Blaze Alexander will bat here with the bases loaded and nobody out.
A lot of that visit from Josh Miller is just kind of reinforcing what everybody's going to do with that baseball. Try and settle Brian King down. Maybe tell him to get a ground ball at somebody right now.
Off the end of the bat, foul, 0-1. All these Diamondbacks, with the exception of McCann, facing King for the first time. Brian trying to find a first major league save, and he's going to have to do so with the bases loaded and nobody out in a 2-run game. Oh, 0-2.
A strikeout here would help the chances.
Got him! Huge strikeout for King for out number 1.
How about the guts to stay with that fastball and stay with it up and just rush it past it 95 miles an hour in the zone? That's the big strikeout you needed.
Now catcher Jose Herrera. He fouls the first one back, 0-1. Naylor on third base. The pinch runner on second base is Jake McCarthy with good speed. And Perdomo on first with one out. Ground ball. Glove by Matthews. To short for one. The third double play. Astros win it 3-1. A bases loaded, no out situation. And the Astros hold on to win it here in Arizona. What a win. To go 3 straight on this road trip that looked dire early on as the Astros win it tonight and Brian King picks up his first big league save.
Bryce Matthews is single-handedly beating the Arizona Diamondbacks in this series. He has driven in the most runs. He's driven in more than the Diamondbacks have scored in this series. And yet he has an opportunity on defense to really kind of nail that coffin shut. And he did with a great play to his left to start that double play.
Wow. What a finish here in Phoenix.
Great pick. Beautiful feed over to Zach Short.
Wow. Matthews with 7 of the 8 RBIs in this series, and he starts the double play to finish it. 13 straight starts for Framber Valdez. The Astros have won. That ties a franchise record with Garrett Cole in 2019, a starter with 13 straight W's in his starts. They'll talk about that. Kevin Eschenfelder and Josh Reddick will on the Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger. Lauren Callender gathering interviews in the clubhouse and on the field. Our postgame show starts next.